welcome you to the session on practical demonstration of principles of colorimetry. Aim is to learn principles of colorimetry. Starting with introduction. The body fluids such as blood, cerebrospinal fluid abbreviated as CSF, urine, etc. contain several organic and inorganic substances. For example, blood contains organic substances such as glucose, urea, uric acid, creatinine, proteins, etc. and inorganic substances such as sodium, potassium, calcium, etc. Most chemical substances in the blood are in equilibrium if their rates of production and loss by degradation or excretion are equal. The normal concentrations of most chemical substances vary within normal limits. The normal concentrations of most chemical substances vary within narrow limits. Disease may change these equilibria in several ways. The factors which influence the chemical composition of the blood in disease may be broadly classified as physical and metabolic. The physical factors include those cases of retention due to alteration or destruction of tissues or organs such as kidneys, liver, lungs and heart, whereas in the metabolic diseases, alteration in the chemistry of the blood may be induced by increased or diminished formation or utilization of various constituents. The detection of biochemical abnormalities in tissue samples is impracticable. It is easier to assess chemically the secondary disturbances in blood, CSF and other fluids. Owing to a number of factors such as the small concentration of many chemical substances and the difficulty of isolating them, colorimetric methods are frequently used. In colorimetric determinations, a specific reagent or specific reagents are used which react with the specific component to form a colored complex. The concentration of colored complex is directly proportional to the concentration of the component in the specimen. The depth of the colored complex is measured on a colorimeter or photometer or spectrophotometer. The photometric readings are compared with a known primary standard or with a quality control. Photometry involves the measurement of the light transmitting power of a solution in order to determine the concentration of light absorbing material present. Analytical procedures based upon the direct measure of the color intensity in terms of light absorption at specific wavelengths are known as photometric procedures and the instrument used is called as photometer. Colorimetric procedures are limited to the visible portion of the spectrum. Photometric procedures, however, involve use of ultraviolet, visible and infrared portion of the spectrum. Sunlight is a type of radiant energy comprising ultraviolet light that is below 380 nanometer, visible light in the range of 380 to 760 nanometer and infrared light above 760 nanometer. Light travels in waves. The quality of light is judged by the wavelength, which is the distance between the crests of the waves, and it is expressed in terms of nanometers. A solution has color because it absorbs a lesser proportion of the color represented by it. For example, a blue solution appears blue because when light passes through it, large proportion of blue light will be transmitted and other parts of white light, that is green, yellow, red, etc. are absorbed by the blue solution. When yellow and blue colors are transmitted, the solution will appear green. The solutions for UV determinations are colorless but contain certain substances such as NAD, NADH, etc. These substances absorb UV light in variable proportion. The transmitted light gives measure of light absorbing material present in the solution. Absorbance as measured in photometers involves not only the absorbance of the solute in the solution being evaluated, but also all of the molecules of the liquid through which the light passes. A reagent blank contains only reagent. A sample may be added into it without performing a reaction so that a colored complex will not form. However, if a sample is colored, then a separate sample blank is required, which is prepared by adding the sample to saline or the reagent by excluding a reacting component. The blank solution is used to set the meter of the instrument to 100% transmittance or 0 absorbance. The basic components of a photometer are a light source, a lens, that is condenser, filter, cuvette and galvanometer, which is readout device. A spectrophotometer contains all these components except a filter. Instead of that, it contains a prism or diffraction grating with a slit. Now, we will learn the principles. The working of colorimeters, photometers and spectrophotometers is based on Beer and Lambert's law. The simplest expressions of this law are as follows. Beer's law. It states that the optical density, that is OD, of a solution is directly proportional to the concentration of the solution. Lambert's law states that the optical density of a solution is directly proportional to the path of light, that is, the diameter of the cuvette. Note, if the diameter of the cuvette is doubled, the OD also will be doubled. But since same cuvette or cuvettes of same diameter, preferably 1 centimeter, are used for the photometric reading, automatically Lambert's law is observed. According to Beer and Lambert's law, the absorbance of a solution containing light absorbing material depends on the following factors. Number 1, the nature of the substance. Number 2, the wavelength of the light. Number 3, path of light. And number 4, the amount of colored material in the light path. If the incident light is P0 and transmitted light, that is light emerging from the cuvette containing solution, is P, then the ratio P by P0 represents the transmittance T of the colored solution. If the material does not absorb at all, then P and P0 are the same, that is P by P0 is equals to T and percentage transmittance is equals to 100. By using the negative logarithm of T, the measurements are transformed to the light absorbed, that is 1 by T. Then the equation now becomes A is equals to minus log T, and since 2 is the log of 100, the percentage transmittance formula becomes A is equals to 2 minus log T. According to Beer and Lambert's law, where T is equals to 10 raised to minus KCl, here T is transmittance, K is constant characteristic of the solution, C is the concentration of the colored solution and L is the path of light through the colored solution. By converting this expression to logarithmic form, log T is equals to minus KCl. Therefore, minus log T is equals to KCl. OD is equals to KCl since minus log T is equals to OD. Since K is constant for a particular reagent and L is also constant, which is the diameter of the cuvette, optical density OD is directly proportional to the concentration, that is C. In an analytical procedure, when test is compared with a standard, we get the following two equations. optical density of a test compound is directly proportional to the concentration of the test compound. Equation number 1. And optical density of a standard is directly proportional to the concentration of the standard. Equation number 2. By combining equation 1 and 2, we get optical density of a test divided by optical density of a standard is equals to concentration of the test divided by concentration of the standard. Hence, concentration of test is equals to optical density of test divided by optical density of standard into concentration of the standard. Note, this formula is used to determine the concentration of a specific component analyte in all analytical methods involving photometry, where Ct is equals to concentration of the component or analyte of the sample which is unknown. C standard is equals to concentration of the standard. Instrumentation. Colorimeter is a tool that characterizes color samples to provide an objective measure of color characteristics. It allows the absorbance of a solution at a particular frequency of visible light to be determined. It relies on the principle that the absorbance of a substance is proportional to its concentration. Filters in the colorimeter selects the color of light which the solute absorbs the most in order to maximize the accuracy. Sensors measure the amount of light which has passed through the solution compared to the amount entering, and a display reads the amount absorbed. A spectrophotometer is a photometer, a sophisticated type of colorimeter that can measure the intensity of light as a function of its wavelength. Linear range of absorption and spectral bandwidth measurement are the important features of spectrophotometers. In transmission measurements, the spectrophotometer quantitatively compares the amount of light that passes through the reference and test sample, and for reflectance, it compares the amount of light reflected from the test and from reference sample solutions. Different types of spectrophotometers are: number 1. Single beam spectrophotometer. In this type, all the light passes through the sample. To measure the intensity of the incident light, the sample must be removed so that all the light can pass through. This type of spectrometer is usually less expensive and less complicated. Number 2. Double beam spectrophotometer. In this type, the light source is split into two separate beams before it reaches the sample. From these two lights, one passes through the sample and second one is used for reference. This offers an advantage of taking the reference reading along with the sample reading. Number 3. Visible light spectrophotometer within the range of 400 to 700 nanometer. Visible spectrophotometer can use incandescent, halogen, LED, that is light emission display, or a combination of these sources. Plastic and glass cuvettes can be used for visible light spectroscopy. Number 4. Ultraviolet light spectrophotometer. UV spectroscopy is used for fluid and solids both. Cuvettes used in this type of spectroscopy for placing the sample is solely made up of quartz for placing the sample. Number 5. Infrared light spectrophotometer. Infrared spectroscopy helps to study different structures of molecules and its vibrations. Different chemical structures vibrate in different ways due to vibration of energy associated with each wavelength. Now we look into procedure. Basic steps involved in a photometric procedure are: pipetting of a reagent in 3 tubes labeled as test, standard and blank, addition of specimen and standard in the respective tubes and distilled water in the blank, keeping the tubes for incubation at specified temperature, that is room temperature 37 degrees Celsius or 100 degrees Celsius. Reading of the intensities of test and standard against blank at the specific wavelength and calculating the unknown concentration of specimen component by using Beer's law. Basic steps involved in the working of a photometer are: light emitted by a light source is focused on a filter through a condenser lens. Filter transmits a narrow band of light. When the narrow band of light passes through a colored solution, the light absorbed is directly proportional to the concentration of colored solution. That is Beer's law. The light transmitted falls on the photocells, which converts this radiant energy into electrical energy, and the galvanometric readout device records the reading in terms of percentage transmission or optical density. Results: by employing the colorimetry technique, concentrations of various biological components like proteins, enzymes, metabolites, etc. present in a mixture can be measured and estimated in both normal and pathological conditions. Summary and significance: colorimetry is widely used to measure the concentration of the biological sample of our interest. It is also used to determine the concentration of plant nutrients in the soil. Basic colorimetry is used to test water quality by screening for chemicals such as chlorine, fluoride, cyanide, iron, zinc and hydrazine. Determination of molecular weight of a compound is also achieved with spectrophotometry. UV spectroscopy is used in detection of impurities, in detection of functional groups, in chemical kinetics study and in elucidating the structure of organic compounds. Hope you fetched good knowledge from this session. Thank you.